Well, hello, friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of What's Going On, where we check in and find out what's going on. First, I want to start off with a special announcement. It is Black History Month, and it is time to make history. I think they're history. And if you are, you want to be a part of SwagHer's interviews. You can be featured this month for our Black History. We are trying to honor and share your story. So if you're interested, please drop a comment down below and we will get in contact with you to get you on. But let's get to why we came today. We came today to interview the amazing Ashley Randolph. So let's get into it. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you
Hey
for
girl. Hey,
having
happy
me.
Friday Eve. Is it Friday? I don't know what day
Yes,
it
it's
is.
Friday Eve. I'm ready.
Yes, happy Friday Eve. Are you enjoying your day?
I am. Thank you. I'm glad to
Black,
be here. This is my part of the day I'm excited about. So
oh,
thank you.
I'm excited to be here too. Get to tell your story because you're doing some great things. And I could share about your bio, but one of my famous questions to ask is really, who is Ashley Randolph? Tell us, who is she?
So I'm a three-time preemie mom who went through everything you can imagine on the negative side of pregnancy and NICU. And so I wrote a book called Black Pregnant and Shamed. And I also have been doing everything I can over the last 10 years to do my part to make everything better for everyone after me. That's what I could say in a nutshell.
To make everything better for everyone after you. That's amazing because sometimes we go through experience and we keep it to ourselves. But the fact that you're trying to share my experience wasn't the greatest, or I had some highs, I had some lows, but this is how you can survive it. Thank you for sharing your blueprint. Some things may be similar, some things may be different, but it's really great and comforting to hear from somebody else as you're going through some paths sometimes to know that you're not alone.
Yeah, you're never alone. And one thing about me is I always have my door open. So if you message me either on social media or email or the website, I will respond. It may take
Mhm,
me a little bit, but I will respond. And I have so many families who I've been in contact with for years now. So
mhm.
I'm always there. If you have no one, you have me.
Thank you. And that's really big because sometimes a lot of people go through some situations and feel like they are alone. So again, I appreciate that. Now, where are you located?
I am in California, Sacramento, California.
California, California. Are y'all getting good weather right now?
I wish you
Okay.
didn't ask that. It's pouring down raining today. I was so upset going outside this morning. You know, I'm ready for the sun. How about you?
I'm gonna hold you. I'm ready for the sun too. I'm in Pennsylvania area, so we got a little snow. So whether snow or rain, we're grateful. But my question is, because even though I'm in Pennsylvania and you're in California, can
Mhm.
I still get some encouragement and some words from you if I'm going through similar?
Yeah. So actually I do everything nationwide, and then
Okay.
I also have touched a little bit internationally. So I
Okay.
have a few research studies going on now in Canada. I've done some things in England.
Mhm.
I've done some things in Australia. So I'm
Okay.
slowly moving around. We're reaching
Okay.
the globe. So yeah, I'm there for anyone. I don't care where you
So,
are.
friends, this is good to know that no matter where you are, if you need some support or need some words of encouragement, as she is going to share of her story, be sure to tap in. It's nice to know that somebody's freely opening up doors to be able to help you. And if it's not you, be sure to share it with somebody else. So drop down where y'all are in the comments so Ashley can get all over the globe to support you, you, and you. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so what drives your passion for caring for others? Like, what made it where you had to give back? You had to share of your experience to help somebody else. Why was that important to you?
So, to do a quick story, because it's so long. With my first pregnancy, I had no family support and no resources. And I was in my last year of college, and I had to stop because I had my first preemie. But my goal before that was to be a OBGYN and to also work for the World Health Organization. And everything got switched with my first one. The second one, insurance let me down. They denied me for insurance that should have covered. So the progesterone shot I was trying to get for preterm contractions, they told me I did not need it. So I was denied. I had to leave Texas, where I was living at the time, moved back to California, and got it within 2 weeks. That's what opened my eyes and said, wait a minute. Why is it like this? And why did I have to advocate for something that should have been given to me in the first place? Um, Third pregnancy, I got let go by my doctor. I immediately came back home to California when I found out I was pregnant a year
Mhm.
later. And the doctor let me go at 4 months. I suffered from severe HG with all three kids. So I lost 30 pounds, never gained weight with any of my kids. With the last one, the doctor said, "Oh, your sickness is a liability to me and the facility." Now, this is in California. Not only did she say that, but she said it in the waiting room with other people waiting to be seen by the doctor. Talk about being humiliated. So after that experience, I tell everyone I got my tubes tied, and I said, never again will I go through the healthcare system with my own pregnancies. But I have dedicated every day since then, literally 7 days a week, to making sure no other mother feel like I did. And literally, I wrote the book after that, Black, Pregnant, and Shamed, because I felt shamed the whole way through.
Mhm.
It's a story, girl. It's a story.
It is. And oftentimes when you go to the doctor, you have to advocate a little extra for yourself because sometimes they feel like, oh, you're good. No, I'm not. I even remember going to the doctor. She was like, well, if it gets worse, come back. No, I came because it was worse. I thought I could do it. I thought I was Superwoman. I need
Mhm.
help. I need expertise. Um, and you have to be able to stand firm and advocate for yourself to either stay
Yep,
where you are or maybe to go to see somebody else. And that's really big of how heartbreaking to feel shamed when you're trying to get the support that you need from the experts.
absolutely. And I always bring up, how many families don't have the opportunity to switch locations for better
Mhm,
care. I
mhm,
just happen to be lucky enough to have that opportunity. But
yeah,
a lot of people don't. So they're just stuck with whatever they're given. And that's not okay,
yeah,
especially if it's not the best care in the first place.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. I am grateful that from the one you survived,
Yeah.
one you're sharing a story to be able to help somebody else. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no
Thank you, thank you.
problem.
So three premature babies. So you went through this three times, didn't gain any weight three times, lost
Yep.
weight three times. I can't imagine that was how you thought it would be birthing a baby.
So that wasn't even the scariest part. The scariest story I can tell you was with my third one because she made it. That's the one the doctor let me go, and I had
Mm-hmm,
to see an ultrasound tech until I delivered. But I made it to 36 weeks,
mm-hmm,
so basically full term in their
mm-hmm,
textbook.
mm-hmm,
But I had like started crying at 34 weeks to 36 weeks
mm-hmm,
because she wasn't coming like my other ones were early. So I'm
mm-hmm,
like, what is going on? And so my husband had to keep telling me, you're supposed to go to 40 weeks, you're fine. But in my
mm-hmm,
mind, this is not normal. I have
yeah,
really early kids. Why is she still in there? I have no medical support. All
mm-hmm,
I get is an ultrasound done.
mm-hmm,
Um, that was the scariest one. And you're not even supposed to think like that when you're pregnant.
yeah.
You supposed to be in. I never had a baby shower. So three
Oh,
kids, never had a baby shower. So that's why, I always try to at least once a year, either I help support another organization's baby shower or
mm-hmm,
I myself do a community baby shower
yeah,
because I never had one. And it's
yeah.
not fair for other NICU parents to not have one either.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Not fair, but I totally get it, right? Because like you're fearful of like, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Or you have the baby shower and you have all these items, and God forbid, like the baby doesn't make it, the trauma that could come with that. Um, but they do like a sip and see. I think now, after the baby is born, send over the baby so you don't get the baby sick, of course. Um, but I get that, and I have heard that from other parents of being fearful because of past experiences. So I think that's pretty dope of how you now get back to the community to help with others have an amazing baby shower because you didn't get to have that. How old are your children now?
So the oldest, he's 14. And London is, so Aiden's 14, London's 10, Jamie is 9. Whew, girl, they getting
Yes,
old.
yes, babies, we are talking about you today because we are excited and we celebrate, your birth and your survival too. Because even as babies, being premature and going through those different situations, you're hoping that baby keeps on fighting. So they had a
Mhm.
fight too, like, oh, we're gonna stay here without mama. So we
Mhm.
celebrate them as well today. Happy early birthday if it hasn't come yet, and I hope that they continue to have many, many more.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna let them know that too.
Yes, yes. It's like, man, you was talking about us. Yes, we was talking about them.
Yes.
We was loving on them. We was loving on them. So, um, you are the founder of GLO Preemies.
hmm
What inspired the name, and what made you start it?
So I'll tell you a little personal story. So in 2014, I was having my second child and I was going through the sickness. And my dad, he was married to my stepmother at the time, and she was going through her own sickness at the time. And she kept telling me, remember, yours is temporary, mine is going to be for a very long time. So that helped me push through that pregnancy. When it had all was done and over with, I had my child. I temporarily went to go move with my dad to Vegas because he needed support. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I have a 4-year old. I have dropped out of college at this point because I had to drop out my senior year because Aiden came early. I had this newborn that just came out the NICU. I don't know where I'm going with myself. And I came from a well to do family. So when I lost the family support with Aiden, I had to go on the welfare system that I didn't even know existed until I had to get on. And they specifically told me at the time in 2010, you either have to stay in school and not get these benefits, or you can drop out of school and get these benefits. And I chose to drop out of school to get my food stamps and Medicaid. And I was in Louisiana at the time. So I'm still in the system. I don't want to be on the system, and I just could not figure out what to do. So I took out a piece of paper and I just started writing down ideas. And I said, Lord, help me with this. And so I wrote out GLO Preemies. And then I was like, oh, I like that. So then I was like, okay, so what can it stand for? So God's little ones is what GLOW stands for. And a lot of people don't know that, but it stands for God little ones.
So thank you for sharing that story. God's little ones. I love that. Um, but you got me again. First we talked about the doctors not being supportive, but then you said the babies. The people told you you got to stay in school and don't get the benefits,
Mm-hmm.
or drop out of school and do get the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like in a way that's a tough corner to be in because you want to finish your education because you need that for jobs and things of that sort, or to further your education and things of that sort. How was that process of dropping out, not being with your friends anymore and not graduating with your graduating class? What was that like?
Heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking because I was so close. I was literally studying for the MCAT. I was
Uh,
trying out for the cheer team. I was so excited. I was going to running every morning, trying to get my stamina up.
mhm,
And then I found out I was pregnant, and they said, we don't have family housing, so you have to move off campus."
mhm,
And then my family found out, and they were like, "Okay, well, you're a big girl now. You're gonna do it
mhm,
on your
mhm.
own." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Life is life, and right now."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I had to get on that, and then I was like, "Okay." So now I'm all alone, and I to be honest, I used to survive because I
Mhm,
found this resource program where they would have you come in on Wednesdays for your little checkups, with
mhm,
a social worker, and they would give us Subway sandwiches. And
mhm.
I used to be so excited to go get that Subway sandwich on Wednesdays. And it is so crazy now looking back because
Mhm.
he's 14 now. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh my God, if you only knew what I went through to make sure you were
yes,
here in this world,
yeah,
like just to make sure I could eat, to make sure
mhm,
you were surviving in
yeah,
my stomach, it's insane. So I always listen to people's stories because
mhm,
a lot of people don't believe my story if I really, really told it.
yeah.
It's really crazy.
One again, hats off to you, persevering and still going forth, because hearing that, as you said, heartbreaking was like you could have been like, all right, well, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, or a gazillion different thoughts against our minds, right, of what
Mhm.
we could have did in that moment. But thank you for, I'm grateful for your tenacity to keep on going, and I hope that somebody is listening or someone can share this story with somebody else that though it doesn't work out how you thought it was going to work out, it still works out good. Don't give up. Keep
No.
going. There are some resources that can help you, and even though those times, that was happening now, um, social services and some supports have, matured where you
Yeah.
may not have to drop out of one program or another. There's some other resources that are available. And sometimes people don't reach out because they're scared to. Share about your process of reaching out for help. Because sometimes people don't want to do that. And I want to encourage people to let them know they don't have to do this by themselves.
Yeah, all you have to do, so I have two nonprofits. I have GLO Preemies, and then I
Mhm.
have the Alliance for Black NICU Families, and they
Okay.
both do two different things, but I lead both of them.
Mhm.
So if you just send us a message, or you can find me on social media, I will make sure you're covered. We'll make sure you're in the system, get you what you need.
Mhm.
I do have case managers, so we'll make sure whatever you need. If I don't have it, I will find someone who does.
Yes, I
So
like it.
I
That's the
have a
social
big
economy.
partner program. Yeah, big partner program.
Love it, love it, love it. So you also do some support with a breast pump program. Can you share about that?
Yeah, so the wearable breast pump program, I love that program. We started that at the Alliance for Black NICU Families.
Hmm.
And so once again, I'm a three-time preemie mom or three-time NICU mom. And I was that mom carrying a 5-year-old, a now 1-year-old, and a newborn to
Hmm.
the WIC office all the time to get
Yes.
a breast pump. Um, it was crazy how many meetings I went to, and I'm so grateful they changed the system and everything by now. So all I come in to do is I still offer WIC as a wonderful resource always. But for those that have like a job and they need that wearable breast pump, or you like me and you have multiple kids and you just can't sit there and hold that pump forever, and they're expensive. We will give any mom, we have two qualifications. You have to be African American and you have to have a baby in the NICU or one in the last 6 months. As long as you have that, you get a free wearable breast pump. I just signed a partnership deal with breastpumps.com. So I'm happy to offer multiple options now. And so, and we're working on other partners for the breast pump program so that we can really take this on nationwide. Last year was our second year officially starting the program, and we did 586 breast pumps. Over $100,000 worth of breast pumps went out to moms, either directly to their homes or to the hospital to be delivered to them.
I love this. Deals and options for God's little ones. You are working it out.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Whatever I didn't get, I'm trying to make sure everybody else get.
And that's what really keeps fire going. If I feel like, I needed something that I didn't have it when I can now give that to somebody else or help somebody else with that, it then helps hopefully to inspire them to do the same thing. Look, somebody looked out for me, let me look out for you too. And
Mhm.
over $100,000 worth of breast pumps
Gone.
to
Mm-hmm.
help them save their liquid gold so they don't end up, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to affect the babies have trouble latching and things and stuff. But if you can still get it,
All type of
because that's
things.
considered to be the best milk for the babies, man, you are doing it.
Thank you. I'm trying. I'm
Yeah.
trying. Yes, ma'am.
Oh goodness. Sorry, y'all. I'm amazed and grateful, because again, to know that this was a struggle for her, for Ashley, and how she's giving back to somebody else, it touched your heartstrings. And you also want to see like how can you help and support so that this is not a problem for other people. And how you can do that is by sharing this so that people can hear there's some resources out there. Reach out to Ashley because there's some supports. You don't have to do this alone. Thank you.
And
Whew.
and you know what? I just want to add on to that we have the highest percentage of babies that are born premature,
Mhm.
African Americans. And it's so crucial for me to make
Mhm.
sure that we include this in our everyday discussions.
Yes.
That we know that, there's a potential that,
Mhm.
yes, my baby may come out this way, but I may have another journey on my way to bring the baby home too, which
Mhm.
can be the NICU. So that it's not so scary if it happens. And
Yes.
I really want our families and communities to understand what it's like going through the NICU so that they
Mhm.
understand how to be supportive because it's
Yes.
not really talked about. So when it does happen, people don't know how to be supportive. So,
Yes.
just educating everyone a little bit about the NICU, one step at a time. And if you can share any information to anyone, it may be something they never even heard of.
Yeah. Mm. Whew, so good, so good. Friends, please, those that are tuned in, be sure to share this because it's some good information to be able to somebody, that young girl, that older girl,
Hmm.
whatever girl, that's going through and, their pregnancies to make sure they get the supports and assistance that can help them that they may or may not know they need. And sometimes it's just having a conversation because you may have everything you need, but in that conversation, you find out something else, or you find out a new resource, or you find out you good. And if you good,
You're good.
good. So you also host the Invisible podcast on the Live Podcast Network, and it focuses on racial and health equity. How did it come about?
Okay. So, in this little story, I have gems for everyone. And my gem is never give up on yourself, no matter who else believes in you. So you hear that statement, it's so cliche, but I promise you it's so true. So for 2 to 3 years, I had my own podcast. I just named it the Ashley Randolph Show. And I didn't take any sponsors. I did all the work, all the graphics, everything by myself, find the guests, everything by myself. 3 years. The day after Christmas last year, I got a wonderful email saying, "Hey, I want to chat. Can we chat real quick?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." We had a meeting within maybe 24 hours. And I knew, because I'm so passionate about my crafts, I will never sign it over to anyone. But I was so like appalled by what they were doing at the Alive Podcast Network. And I really loved what they were doing. I signed my name on the dotted line after that first meeting. No questions asked. Yes. So I have the Invisible podcast, and it's for 2 years. We have a 2 year season right now, contract, and hoping to extend it. So if you like podcasts, please go listen to me because I would love to be there forever and ever. Um, yeah, I just love it. And we just started the first episode last month. I had Emerald Garner on there on the first
Mhm,
episode.
mhm.
She's Eric Garner's daughter. And
Yes.
then my aunt, I had her in the first episode with a prayer, and she was the first Black woman chaplain for the state of California. So I thought it was cool to have her come on and start Black History Month with
Yeah.
having, the first Black chaplain ending with the prayer, I should say.
Yes. Let's talk about that. So to have Eric Garner's daughter, how was that experience? What are a couple tidbits because we want people to go and listen to it that when we tune in we'll get.
Okay, so I actually love her. She's amazing. A lot of people don't know that she has her own nonprofit.
Hmm.
So I would definitely tell you to go listen in to her nonprofit and to see what she's doing.
Hmm.
Because what she's doing is taking kids, and I'm not going to tell you where,
Hmm.
but I will tell you that it's outside of America, and showing them things that they probably would never see before. And, I had to highlight her because she doesn't get highlighted enough. And she
Hmm.
really took her story and made something beautiful out of it. She really, really did.
I love that she's taking children out of the box or square that they
Yeah.
know to
Mhm.
learn something new. And oftentimes talking to youth, you'll ask them like, where you want to go? And they'll say like a different part of the city that they're in sometimes. Or maybe just a city that's maybe an hour away, a state an hour away and things sort. But to really get to travel and go somewhere is really, really important for us to be able to experience that. Because some people are so fearful to travel. It's a train, it's a plane, it's a bus, it's a car, it's a
Exactly.
walk. But it's
Mhm.
so, 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 so important to be able to see something new. And I gotta check it out to find out what she's doing these babies.
Yeah, you gotta go see. It's exciting. I love her. She's awesome. She really is.
Very nice, very nice. So you've also endorsed some policy changes with Mom and Gus, and more. What? Why was it important for you to push and make sure these changes are made for others that may come down the road and need this support?
Yeah, and we still working now. Maybe working harder now than ever. Um,
Oh, yes.
we have to do it.
Mm-hmm,
One thing that I can say is, you hear those that say know your representative
mm-hmm,
and use your voice, and it
mm-hmm,
is so so important. I cannot stress that enough. If you don't go out and vote, that's okay. But then if you see something come along down the line, you still have a chance to make your voice heard. So
yeah,
don't think it ever just stops when it's time to vote. You
yeah,
have an opportunity to talk every single day if you want to. Write them letters, make them phone calls, make your voice heard. And I'm going to do my part as
mm-hmm,
far as I can on the top level
yeah,
to
yeah.
make it easier for all of you to do what you want to do on the lower level if you want to.
Very good. It was a couple years ago. I went to vote and I felt ill prepared. One, I didn't know all the people that was running. I'm right outside of the main city of in Pennsylvania area. And so we have like different people that go on our ballots and things of that sort. And I felt just ill prepared. And I say, it's amazing to be able to vote, but you also want to know what you're voting for. So you want to make sure you're also doing research on who's going into office to hope that you're making the best decision, which is still very hard because you're hoping you're making a good call. Also hard because other people are voting too, and you don't want to be discouraged because your person didn't win. You keep on supporting that person, keep on doing what you can in the community as well by doing some policy changes to help on the
Yeah.
lower level, so
Yeah.
then the bigger level can hopefully line up.
Yeah. And it's a fight. We wish the world was equal,
Hmm.
but that's just how our country's made is ugh, girl. This is how our country is made.
Yeah.
is made for us to divide on simple things
Yeah.
like who should get funding. But,
Yeah.
everybody's voice just needs to be heard. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. And
Mhm.
you know what? My gem for that is think like the Underground Railroad. So I had been telling a lot of people that,
Yeah.
in so many words, just think like the Underground Railroad time. We were
Yeah.
already given the lesson. We just have to listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of the railroad, it is Black History Month.
Mhm.
Why do you think it's so? You really push your passion. I feel your passion. I hear your passion, but also in the Black community, why is it important for and leading this conversation in the Black community for them to know why is it important? Because those that are listening in, this is why she's on the soapbox. Why? There you go.
Because we lead everything, everything that you could think of statistically, we at the top of.
Mm-hmm.
So the more that we talk about it, hopefully, the more things will change, little
Mm-hmm.
by little. We talk about in my community of my colleagues about just moving the needle a little bit. If we
Mm-hmm.
just move it just a little bit, then
Yeah.
hopefully every generation afterwards will continue to move the needle until we are where we think that we should be at.
Yeah. Yeah. Little by little, we can get
Little
there.
by little.
Little by little. In honoring, someone doing little changes and big changes, you were Miss America's Virtuous Woman in 2021. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did you get into a pageant? Oh, what made you do that?
So, my last job was at a school district,
Mhm,
and one of our coworkers, she was all into pageants, and I love her to
mhm,
death. And so she's like, you know what, Ashley, you have a good heart, and I was always talking about giving back in the nonprofit. And she said, why don't you try running for a pageant? You may win. So I tried out for 2 years at another pageant that was based in Texas, but something always happened the day I was supposed to fly out. So the first time the flight got canceled, and the next time I don't even remember what happened. Um, and so the next year, I said, I'm going to try out for one based in California. I don't have to travel nowhere far. I can get there. And honey, did I go and I won the title. I won interview. I got
mhm.
and I got the humanitarian award. I
Very
mean,
nice.
I cleaned up house that. I was like, oh my gosh, look at me. Um,
Yes.
and I used my crown for that next year
Mhm,
to spread the mission about the NICU and what
mhm.
it's like for families and especially for African Americans in the NICU.
Very
And that's
nice.
that I used it, and it helped me move up a little bit more and get the publicity that we needed. I believe that next year I did my national and TV tour for a company. And so,
Mhm,
it worked out great. Very grateful. I'll tell anyone, use any opportunity that you're given. As long as you feel okay with it, take
mhm.
it because you never know where it can lead you.
So this was a surprise
Uh-oh.
moment of motivation to myself, you sharing this, because like sometimes people send me something about pages and stuff. I'm like,
Do
or
it.
I think of miscongeniality, right? But I also like the part of what you said of how it puts you on a different platform to reach out to some different people to connect with
Mhm.
some resources that you need, some supports that you need. So, friends, if somebody's reached out to you about pageants or sharing, y'all should probably sign up. I know I got to go back in my DMs to find it to see if the time hasn't missed. Because, like you said, it helps you to one meet and connect with other people, get some resources to other people, get connected. You said a tour, things go
Everything.
on.
Hmm.
Unexpected, but needed to help push your vision.
And now I judge pageants. And I talk to all the girls afterwards every time and give them motivation speeches for whatever their pathway is.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
everyone has a different pathway. So, what they need to motivate them is going to be different for each
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just take that time to give back.
You have given me some homework. I did not expect that today, actually. I give out homework. I'm teasing. But
Good.
I'm grateful. It's the random conversations that you have that you'll be encouraged, be uplifted. I mean, this whole conversation, you have inspired me of sharing like how you're helping people, how you survive, how you still push fast, how you done won and racked up at a pageant. Okay.
Yeah.
Deals, giving families options. I
Mm-hmm.
like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm. The sky is not the limit.
Oh, yes.
I always say that.
Yeah.
Always.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay, since you gave me homework, let me wrap this up a little bit.
Okay.
I gotta go through my homework before the weekend hits. How has your experience been with working with SwagHer?
Oh, I love SwagHer. This is my second time working, but I
Mhm.
have always been in touch with the chief editor. Uh,
Okay.
I just love her. So, we always been in touch for the last few years, but this is my second time, coming. And the first time I think I was just in the magazine. So
Mhm.
this is my first time doing the Facebook Live, and I'm loving this. I love
Yes.
this. Keep it going. You guys are growing, and I see the growth every year, and I
Mhm.
love this. I love this
Yes.
platform. You guys are amazing.
We're gonna keep it going. You give out homework. I gotta keep me going.
That's
But
right.
I
And
love it
let
though.
me
Thank
know,
you.
keep me informed of, everything. And if you need help, I got you. I got you.
Oh, she threw that A word out there, that accountability. See, I like
Hmm.
this because a lot of times we want to do something and then we're like, oh, put on back burner. Like I'll come off this live and be like, oh, la da 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 da. It's like,
Hmm.
you should have
Yeah.
followed her, Jennifer. Now she reaching out. Did you do what you were supposed to do? I
Hmm.
like it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. So, friends, you can connect with Ashley by going to her Instagram, GLO Preemies Founder, to be connected so that you can know what it is that she has going on. If you want to send her a message to ask her a question, check it out. Check it out.
Yeah. Thank
Mm,
you so much. And yeah, come on and follow me. And right away, I'll write back.
I like it. My last question is just: is there anything that you want to share with our listeners as we come to a close to encourage them? Anything you'd like to share? The floor is now yours.
Whatever you want to do or whatever you're curious about, always do your own research for sure. Um, Make sure it's from somewhere reputable that you can trust, and never be afraid to ask questions.
Mhm.
I am a true believer of there is no question that cannot be asked.
Mhm.
So if you want to go to school and you don't know how to apply or the first step, anything, just ask. And if you have no one to ask me. If I don't know, I will direct you to who can. The first step is usually the hardest step, no
Yeah.
matter what path it is, and we will help you overcome that first step.
Hmm. You have heard it here. Y'all go and follow Ashley at GLO Preemies Founder. Get some inspiration. I just can only imagine that your content is going to inspire me too. So I'm gonna make sure I'm following, so I can make sure I'm getting myself together and reaching out if I need some support or if I know somebody that does need support. I'm big on it. If I meet somebody like, oh, I need help, I was talking with Ashley. She knows how to do this. I'm going to connect
Hmm.
with you, so they get that support that they need. So
Thank
thank you so
you.
much. This was so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I loved it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you again, man. You have a great evening or a great weekend
Yeah, you
or whatever
too.
day it is.
We're almost at Friday.
Yes. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, friends, I hope that you did enjoy that on today as we interviewed the amazing Ashley Randolph. Be sure to follow her at GLO Preemies Founder and get some information. As always, I also want to share about our Black History feature. You want to be a part of this. Why? Because it is Black History Month and we are trying to shine a light on change makers like you. So for $99, you get an online interview with SwagHer. You go live with one of our amazing media personalities. And we get to share your story. Why? Because your story matters and we want to inspire the world. So if you are interested, be sure to drop a comment down below and our team will be in contact with you. You can search on our website, SwagHer.net, to always stay to know what it is that we're doing. Why? Because we're always trying to shine a light on something that's positive, something that will inspire, something that will uplift. And we thank you so much for being here with us on today. And we hope that you have an amazing weekend. And whatever you do, be sure to like, follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all those things. We on all of them, okay? So that way you know what's going on. Thank you again for your time. Drop a note down below if this interview was good for you. Until next time, bye bye.